Hello everyone, welcome back for another reading of The Legend of Zelda Hyrule Historia. And I lied! I didn't lie about this. I am recording this directly after the last one, but I did not record the same day. Yep. And of course, I'm sure if you're smart enough to think of this, yes, I did premeditate this because obviously I recorded this right after I recorded the last one, and I don't know how long this is going to be. I mean, 5 pages, it's probably like 20 minutes, 17. I was thinking about this like after I was editing the last one. I edited that one up pretty quick. It's not a hard process. I don't have to cut any of this parts out. I just make one giant. If you want to know what I do, I just make one giant thing. I don't have to cut things out. I don't bother changing the video anyway. I think it looks fine the way it is. I just put the music in. I shift the audio around so my voice is over the music. Then I do that little bit at the end when I go into the Zelda thing. No big deal. Let's continue with the era of the Great Voyage. The game surrounding this little paragraph here is the Wind Waker / Phantom Hourglass. Not grass, glass. The Great Voyage of Tetra, Link, and the Pirates. Hyrule vanished, and the pirates welcomed back Princess Zelda, who once again became Tetra the pirate. Tetra, Link, and the pirates received the send-off from the people of the islands and set sail in search for a new world. That's cool, how Zelda wants to return to being Tetra, because that's who she knows she is, you know? That's who she relates to. I really like Tetra as a character. I think she's a great character. And I imagine this game she's probably a lot more friendlier to Link. I don't know, because she wasn't very friendly to him in Wind Waker, up to the point where she became Princess Zelda. Nico the Pirate's Picture Show. Nico, a member of Tetra's pirate gang, turns the Ballad of Link and his friends into a picture show to tell the story of their adventures. The eerie ghost ship appears in the Ocean King's waters, and the game now is Phantom Hourglass. Several months after the departure, Tetra and the pirates found themselves in waters where the ghost ship was rumored to appear. The area fell under the jurisdiction of a great spirit known as the Ocean King, but recently ships had begun disappearing. In order to ascertain the truth behind the rumors, Tetra boarded the ghost ship when it appeared before them, only to be kidnapped. Link rushed to her aid, but was hurled into the depths of the ocean. The hero found himself washed ashore on the beach of Murky Island. On the advice of an old man, Oshus, he departed in search of clues in the ghost ship's whereabouts. The ghost ship. A ship surrounded by a thick fog, the stronghold of the evil Bellum, it sails the waters of the Ocean King. It drains the life force of those who approach it. So, I think it's interesting how Tetra and Link... I always like in these timelines where Link and Zelda always find their way to be together again, because that's how it all began in Skyward Sword. They were best friends, and that's how it always ends up in the end. I mean, they do hint on romantically involved things in Skyward Sword, but other games didn't really do that much. They seem a lot more friendly here in Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass, but we'll see. Tragedy in the waters of the Ocean King. The waters under the jurisdiction of the Ocean King are full of light force, the origin of power, which is the reason they attracted the attention of Bellum, who consumes it. When the spirit of power and the spirit of wisdom were sealed away, the Ocean King and the spirit of courage created alter egos and fled to the islands. Though the waters of the Ocean King exist in a different world, that from Tetra, Link, and the pirates, the crests of Hyrule's 3 gods can still be found in the Ocean King's temple. Because of this, it is highly possible that the waters of the Ocean King were created by the same gods as Hyrule. That's interesting. I also like how all of Link's pocket adventures seem to have to do with him getting washed up on an island. Something I didn't mention before was how in this timeline they focus on the Toon Link character design rather than the traditional Link character design, and I think there's an obvious reason for this being... I think this was a hint showing that this is a new timeline. Because to me, it's definitely clear that there was always a timeline in mind from the Zelda universe. That Miyamoto always had a whole Zelda idea in mind. He just had to make the games to describe them. You know what I mean? And Toon Link's design, I think, shows that it's separate. Definitely separate. I mean, the forms of... since the fact that the forms of the Zoras and the Kokiro village kids tribes changed throughout the eras up to the Great Era of the Great Sea, maybe so did the Hylians. I mean, maybe they would look like that. Like I said before, maybe it's like a mutation or of some sort, or maybe being in the ocean, the mountain islands of mountains for so long made them change their appearance. I don't know. I don't know. Adventures on the SS Lineback. Link befriended Celia. Please correct my bad pronunciations if I'm saying it wrong. The ferry that Oshus had taken in. And managed to obtain the cooperation of Captain Linebeck. The three set sail on the SS Linebeck, his ship. Using the Phantom Hourglass, Link managed to unlock the clues that swept within the Temple of the Ocean King bit by bit. He also rescued the spirits of power, wisdom, and courage. The Temple of the Ocean King. A temple dedicated to the worship of the Ocean King, who governs the region of the ocean. The temple is commandeered by Bellum, who uses the offshoots of the island called Phantoms to eject their trespassers. The Phantom Hourglass. The Hourglass possesses the power to manipulate time. It is necessary to use in order to pass through the Temple of the Ocean King unharmed. The spirits of power, wisdom, and courage. They may look like small fairies, but they possess great powers, such as the ability to sense evil. The fairy Celia is actually the spirit of courage. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I have no experience with Phantom Hourglass. I have no idea what goes on in this game, so this isn't too much spoils for me. I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to bother playing it, because I hear bad things about it. I don't know. There will be one point in my life, though, where I want to play all the Zelda games and complete them. I mean, I'm doing that right now. I'm playing the first Zelda again. And there's a map of Zelda in one in here. It's small, and we read it before, but it will come in handy, because I really do want to finish that game, because I need that map. I can't find anything. I just know where level 1 is and level 5 is, and I can't do level 5, because clearly that's a few levels ahead. I mean, if you want to, I'm sure people have done that. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to play The Legend of Zelda 1, which is something that was really, really mind-blowing about the game, something that was really new and such, and all that stuff. The Ocean King and the Evil Bellum. Borrowing the power of the spirits, Link successfully boarded the ghost ship. Inside, he discovered that Tetra has been turned to stone after Bellum drained her life force. Then, Oshus appeared and revealed her true identity as the Ocean King. The Ocean King recognized Link's courage and asked him to eradicate Bellum. The waters of the Ocean King. A great sea composed of 4 territories. It is a world located at the heart of the ocean, with no landmass big enough to be called continents. Alright. The confrontation with the evil dream god Bellum. Link obtained the only weapon capable of defeating Bellum, the Phantom Sword. He then headed for the depths of the Temple of the Ocean King. Once he crushed Bellum, Tetra would return to normal. Link pressed his attack against Bellum once again and barely managed to escape with his life. Thanks to the courageous actions of Captain Linebeck, once the dust had cleared on the final battle, Link and his friends stood victorious. The Phantom Sword. Oshus aided the power of the Phantom Hourglass to the sacred blade, which was forged from 3 carefully guarded pure metals, each found in a different region. Captain Linebeck lives. That sounds like a spoiler. Let me just read this first. Escaping the waters of the Ocean King. Oshus regained his true form, and peace returns to the waters of the Ocean King. Link and Tetra bid a fond farewell to Oshus and the spirits and found themselves back in their own world. However, Despite the many days they wandered during their adventure in the waters of the Ocean King, they returned to find only 10 minutes had passed. The turmoil surrounding the ghost ship had come to close, and Tetra, Link, and the pirates resumed their voyage in search for a new world. That's funny. I like when things happen like that. I always thought that was a kind of a cool story, you know, when you go to like another, kind of like Narnia. They go into a new world and like there for so long. When they go back, it's like nothing happens. Like only a few minutes have went by. Okay, so anyway, Captain Linebeck lives. The people Link meets in the waters of the Ocean King are the inhabitants of another world, and cannot be encountered in Link's own. However, once Link returns to his own world, he seems to make out the shape of the SS Linebeck drifting in the distance, showing that there is continuity between what happened to them and the world they're in. So yeah, it's not like Link's Awakening where the island they were in never existed. The people of the waters of the Ocean King. In addition to humans, Gorons, which look identical to the Gorons of Hyrule, and the Anuki tribe of the Isle of Frost also inhabit the waters of the Ocean King. The spirits of the Cobble King and his knights also dwell on the houses also dwell on the island that houses the ruins of their ancient kingdom. We're now in the era of the Great. We're still in the era of the Great Voyage, the history leading up to New Hyrule, discovering a continent and recreating a kingdom. Continuing their journey, Link, Tetra, and the pirates at last came upon a new continent. At the heart of this land sat a structure called the Tower of Spirits, from which the spirit tracks spiraled out. Here, Tetra found a new Hyrule. Another history had begun to unfold: the Tower of the Gods. The Demon King had been sealed in this tower by the gods in the distant past. The train tracks, which spiraled out from the tower to cover the land, drew the power to maintain the seal from the land's 4 temples. Sages of the Lumoko tribe were dispatched from the heavens to each of the 4 temples in the tower. Okay, we're now... Alright, 100 years later, the game is revolving around this is Spirit Tracks. The expansion of Hyrule Kingdom. Trains ran along the Spirit Tracks, and the kingdom developed a network of railroads. The castle that was decorated with stained glass depicting Tetra the pirate, and the swords adopted green uniforms as a tribute to the hero of winds. Princess Zelda. The Princess Zelda spoken of here is the 5th of her line, the great-great-grandchild of Tetra. Okay, so this is in the future now. I see. 100 years later. See, I was convinced that these three, the hero of winds, is going to be the same hero throughout this timeline, but nope. Which makes sense, though, because Zelda wanted to remain Tetra, but now we have another Princess Zelda, which is good. I mean, now we have a new Hyrule. It's important to have a Princess Zelda. You just gotta. Alfonso, an engineer from the Boda village, he's descended from Gonzo, one of Tetra's pirates. He used to serve the royal palace as a great swordsman. Though his skill was great enough that people spoke of him as legendary, he was wounded in a fight with Byron. The tracks began to vanish. We're now in the era of Hyrule's rebirth. 100 years after the country's founding, sections of the tracks begin to disappear all over the land. Regaining Princess Zelda is presented an engineer named Link with a soldier's uniform. In order to slip out of the castle, and the two headed to Tower of Spirits with Alfonso to investigate. This is interesting. I always like that about Link. He always becomes that humble guy who just does his everyday work. One time he's a herder, one time he's an engineer, sometimes he's just a little boy in a village that was adopted. Yeah, it's really cool. Sometimes he's just a kid that was just found by somebody and told him, hey, you gotta do something. And that's cool, It shows that he came from nothing and rose up to the challenge. That's true courage. Going into the unknown and doing whatever it takes to make things right. The picture show of Nico the Storyteller. Nico, who arrived in the New World 100 years ago as one of Tetra's pirates, is still going strong in this era. Oh, he's over 100 years old. He's affectionately nicknamed Old Man Nico. He lives with a boy named Link, who is identical in appearance to the hero of Winds. Nico passes on the legends surrounding the new world and the new adventures of Link in the form of a picture show. So it's the same thing as Phantom Hourglass Spirit Tracks. Princess Zelda, now nothing more than a spirit, really. On the way to the Tower of Spirits, they concluded that Cole, the Chancellor of Hyrule Kingdom, was a creature of evil. Cole was attempting... Oh, I think I skipped something, I'm sorry. No, I didn't. Cole, the Chancellor, was a creature of evil. Cole was attempting to resurrect Malladus, the Demon King, who had been sealed in the Tower of Spirits. He planned to use the body of Princess Zelda as a vessel for Malladus. Princess Zelda was kidnapped by Cole's ally, Byron, and her spirit separated from her body. Link and the spirit of Princess Zelda received orders from the Anjin the Sage at the Tower of Spirits. Byron, a member of the Locomo tribe. I wonder if that's a locomotive pun there. From the Locomo tribe, who studies under Anjin. Please correct my bad pronunciations if I'm wrong. He was not recognized by the gods, seeking a power superior to that of the gods. He cooperated in the resurrection of the Demon King. Upon losing the Link, he realizes that he was being used by Chancellor Cole and agrees to help Princess Zelda. Anjin, one of the sages of the Locomo tribe, who was sent to the surface world by the gods in the distant past. A friend to Tetra the pirate, she watches over the Tower of Spirits. The changes in the Spirit Tower. With its tracks disappearing and the barrier lost, the Tower of Spirits was divided, and its guardians, the Phantoms, were possessed by demons. Princess Zelda transformed into Princess Zelda by entering the armor of a Phantom, and with the cooperation of Link, she made from the top of the tower. However, in order to reach the top floor where the Demon King's spirit slept, the two would need to restore the barriers of the temples. That's cool. Zelda's going along with Link. That's awesome. That's something I always wanted to see. Throughout the whole adventure, Link and Zelda, I don't know if it's going to be that way the whole time, but that's what it looks like. A map of the New World. New Hyrule is split into 5 regions, with the Hyrule Castle and the Tower of Spirits at its center. Encircled by the Forest Realm, the Snow Realm, the Ocean Realm, the Fire Realm, and the Sand Realm. In the past, Tetra was aided by a man called Linebeck. From the existence of his grave and his descendant Linebeck III, it is possible to surmise that he made it to the New World as well, which is very cool. It makes me think what happened to all the people in the islands. I guess they're content with their lives there, you know. They're probably still surviving there today. I'd like to know what happened to them. Maybe they'll make a game about it, who knows. Maybe that's what they tried to do with that Tingle game. It was a Japan-only release. It's rated T. The Runaway guys are said they have a copy of it now, and they're going to Let's Play it, so if you want to check out the game, which I can't wait to see, go to their channel. The Restoration of the Barriers. Link traveled the land on the spirit train that had once been stored in the tower. Using the spirit flute entrusted by him by Princess Zelda, Link borrowed the power of the realm's sages and restored the barriers to the temples. Once he reached the top of the tower, he found that Malladus, the Demon King, had been resurrected in order to return Princess Zelda to her body. Link and his friends would need to enter the Dark Realm. The Spirit Flute. A mysterious flute passed down by each successive generation of Hylian princesses. It originally belonged to Anjin, who gave it to Tetra, who wanted it to order and build peace in the kingdom. The Dark Realm. A world covered by inky blackness, where demons made their nests. Malladus and Chancellor Cole used the demon train to travel to the furthest reaches of the darkness, where the final battle unfolds. The Suppression of Malladus. Following an intense battle with Malladus, Princess Zelda regained her physical form. The mysterious power of Princess Zelda, along with Link's courage, brought about the end of the Chancellor Cole and Malladus. Once the kingdom had been freed from the menace of the Demon King, Anjin and the Lokomo tribe determined that the people no longer required their protection, and the people returned to the heavens. The land's care was entrusted by Princess Zelda, Link, and their friends, and Hyrule made the great strides in its development. Malladus, the Demon King, was sealed away in the Tower of the Gods. They took away possession of Chancellor Cole after the Chancellor failed to turn Princess Zelda's body into a vessel, and was defeated by Link and his friends. Another Demon King that's not Ganon. It just shows something I like about the Zelda series. It's like, no matter what, you can't get rid of evil. Evil will always be there. Evil, where there's good, there's an absence of good, which is evil, which will always continue to return. But of course, good always triumphs over evil. The ancient realm was destroyed, and the wind guided the founders of the Hyrule to a new land. The kingdom set off another path. With the lineage of the gods not yet exhausted, who can say that the successive generations will bring? The story will continue to unfold. Yeah, this timeline is definitely not over yet. There's definitely things they can expand here. The only timeline I think is done is the Hero's Defeat timeline. And from the looks of the games, it looks like to me what they were doing was, since there was no probably clear idea of a timeline, they probably didn't even think about making a timeline, they probably just figured, oh, it's in different eras, we'll just switch things around. But people wanted a timeline, and you know what? I guess the games after Ocarina of Time before that. See, it started out with Zelda and Zelda 2, and then basically it goes backwards, the games up to Ocarina of Time. Kind of backwards, a little shifty, but then you got the middle branch. Then they worked on the left, then you got the hero's success, young Link thing, the child. Yeah, let me restart. Then they started with the child's victory, and then they started with the adult's hero of time's victory branch timeline. Then they started on the original timeline of Skyward Sword, and you know, it's all good. It's all good. Very good. Guys, we're done reading the timeline section of this book, and we are going to continue with creative footprints, documenting 25 years of artwork, which is going to show all the original, all the concept art, all the ideas originally had for the for these people, for all the characters from all the games. Looks like it's in order of which they made them in, and that's gonna be fun. It'll be a nice leisure thing. We read a lot. We've been through a lot. Afterwards, we're gonna see. Some. We got all the covers and all the releases of all the Link games and the little things behind them, little summaries behind them. Then we have a wrapping things up letter from Eiji Aonuma. I'm not very good with Japanese. He's director and producer of Nintendo Corporation, series producer, and series producer of the Legend of Zelda series. And then there's some manga issues from the Legend of Zelda series, but I'm going to tell you now, I'm not going to read them for you, because I want you guys to buy this book too, and you gotta read something new, you know? You can't let me spoil it all for you. So yeah, next time we're going to start with the third section of the book. How am I going to organize it? Maybe game by game. It won't take long to read these. They got some little things. It's just like the first section of this book, only a lot more drawings and handwritten stuff, some original concept ideas, which were always nice. It's nice to see how games were stepping stones to new beginnings and such, but we'll see. I'll see you guys next time. We're almost done here, and it's breaking my heart. Bye.